Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Hello everyone, Carrie here, coming to you from my secret Canopian Catgirl base. Today we are looking at the Clan Heavy Star. Admittedly, I have been playing catch-up on these, as I hadn't been involved in the Clan Kickstarter. Rest assured, though, that we will have reviews of the Mercenaries Kickstarter minis in a much more timely manner. We start with the Hunchback 2C. Overall, the Mini is good quality and is in a rather static pose. From the front, there aren't any glaring issues, and on its left side, you can see a clip point on the back of its cannon housing. On the rear of the Mini, you can see mold lines above the lower leg jump jets and clip points on the panels next to the hips. And it looks like there is some deformation on the outside rear of the upper right leg. The most egregious mold lines are on the top of the shoulder cannons. Also of note is the lack of crisp detail on the hands when compared to other Catalyst plastics. As far as the mech cards you get with this, you have the Hunchback 2C Standard. It is Battle Mech, Size 2, TMM of 1, Movement of 8, Jump, and an Ambusher. It has Short and Medium of 4 with no Long and 2 Overheat. It does have Armor of 3 and Structure of 3 with the special of Case and cost of 26 points. We then move on to the Hunchback 2C2. This one is 29 points and is a Battle Mech, Size 2, TMM 1, Movement of 8, and is also an Ambusher. It has a Short and Medium of 4 with no Long, but doubles its firepower with an Overheat of 4. It has 4 armor and 3 structure, with the energy special making it a Swayback 2C. For pilot cards, you have Aunt Jenny from Clan Novacat with a gunnery of 3 and piloting of 4, with the special ability Natural Grace, which reduces the movement point cost of entering buildings or ultra heavy terrain by 1, a -1 modifier to piloting skill rolls to avoid falling, damage from buildings, falling, or setting off mines, and they may torso twist 2 hexes and can flip 1 arm regardless of the actuators that it has. The other pilot we have is Star Commander Iniga Viwas with Clan Diamond Shark. She has a gunnery of 3 and piloting of 4 with the special pilot ability of Weapons Specialist Ultra Auto Cannon 20. This lets her have a -2 to hit modifier when attacking with this weapon, which is terrifying. It's a Pulse Ultra AC 20. Next up, we have the Supernova. Once again, this model is of a good overall quality, but right away we can see a couple things on the legs. The mech's right leg has a clip point facing directly forward, which is going to be hard to get to. On the mech's left leg, there is a mold line down the center of the upper leg, and the upper panel is misaligned. Going to the left side, there is a clip point and mold line on the rear of the left foot, and when we get to the back, we can see a mold line running down the rear of each arm. There also appears to be some mold lines around the top of each lower leg. The right side looks good, and the only other place you will find any mold lines is below the lower arms if you lean the miniature back. For the Alpha Strike cards at this one, you have the Supernova Standard at 50 points. It is a Battle Mech, Size 4, TMM 1, 6 jump for movement, and is a sniper. Excuse me. It has 5 damage at all range bands with an overheat of 1. It has 8 armor and 7 structure with specials of energy and overheat long. The other version you get is the Supernova 2. This one comes in at 57 points and is a battle mech, size 4, TMM1, movement of 6 jump, and this one is a juggernaut. It does 8 at short, 6 at medium, and 4 at long with an overheat of 2. It has 9 armor and 7 structure with specials of case and overheat long. For pilots, we get Jaya from Clan Ghost Bear, who has a gunnery of 3 and piloting of 4. They have environmental specialist Snow as their special pilot ability, which reduces by half, rounded down, all movement and piloting skill roll penalties when operating in snow, and a -1 to hit modifier if the environment affects weapon attacks. The other pilot is Hanya Nostra from Clan Novacat. They have a gunnery of 3 and piloting of 3. Their special ability is Combat Intuition, which allows you to move and attack out of phase or move and shoot last. The next mini we're going to look at here is the Stone Rhino. Beginning at the front, the nose and front of all the gun barrels have a bit of mold lines and would benefit from the use of a sanding stick. Otherwise, it is quite clean from this angle. Both sides are very clean as well. And from the rear, there are some slight mold lines on the upper legs and a clip point on the rear of the dorsal gun mount. My only real nitpick with this model is the torso is facing a corner of the hex, but this is pretty easily corrected by popping the mini off and then just turning it and gluing it back down. The Alpha Strike cards are first the standard Stone Rhino. This one comes in at 56 points and is a battle mech, size 4, target movement modifier of 1 with a movement of 6 jump, and is a sniper. It has 5 damage at all ranges with an overheat of 1. This version has armor of 10 and structure of 8, and for specials it has case and overheat long. The other variant is the Stone Rhino 4. This one is 44 points and is a battle mech, size 4, TMM1, movement of 6 jump, and is a juggernaut. It does 4 damage at short, 3 at medium, and 2 at long, with an overheat of 4. It has 9 armor and 5 structure with case and overheat long as specials. Now for pilots, we first have Esk. He is from Clan Smoke Jaguar with a gunnery of 3 and piloting of 4. For special pilot abilities, he has Bloodstalker, giving him a -1 to hit mod against one target, while having a +2 against all others until that target is destroyed. He also has Iron Will, giving him a +2 modifier against Animal Mimicry, Antagonizer, and Demoralizer. The next pilot we have is Sarah Vixen Ikaza. She has a gunnery of 3 and piloting of 4 with the special ability of Tactical Genius, giving her Force the ability to reroll initiative once each turn if she is the commander. Now, we are finally to my favorite 2 miniatures from this Force pack. The first of these is the Warhammer 2C. The front of the mech looks very good with light mold lines on the front of each upper arm and the ends of the lower arm gun barrels. They could use some attention from sanding sticks to remove some burrs that are on there. From the mech's left, the upper arm mold line continues into the recess under the shoulder, well, at least under the armor on the shoulder. Also, the rear cockpit window appears to be shallow compared to the other ones. The rear has minimal mold lines, with one on each upper arm and one on the outside of the rear left lower leg and ankle. If you lean the Mini forward, you can see a clip point on the bottom of both lower arms. Overall, the miniature is really good quality, and if anyone from Iron Wind Metals is listening, please make the shoulder launcher and spotlight separate to make it easy to make the 3 and 11 variants when you guys get to this one. It would be greatly appreciated, as those are awesome variants of this mech. The first Alpha Strike card is the standard Warhammer 2C at 50 points. It's a battle mech, size 4, TMM of 1, movement of 8, and a brawler. It does have 6 damage at short and medium, with 3 at long, with 2 overheat. For protection, it has armor of 8 and structure of 6, with the special of case. The other variant that you get is the Warhammer 2C2. This one is 52 points and is a battle mech, size 4, target movement modifier of 1, movement of 8, and it's a missile boat. It has 6 damage at short and medium, 5 at long, and no overheat value. It has 8 armor and 6 structure, with specials of case, indirect fire 2, and LRM of 222. The pilots we have here are Rachel from Clan Ghost Bear. She has a gunnery of 3 and piloting of 4. Her special ability is Weapon Specialist ERPPC, meaning she gets a -2 to hit modifier when using them. This is almost as terrifying as a Hunchback 2C with the -2 on Ultra Auto Cannon 2s with that one pilot. Yeah, 15-point pulse weapons, essentially. The other pilot we have here is Torin of Clan Wolf. He has a gunnery of 3 and piloting of 4 with the special abilities of Human TRO, which gives him a +1 modifier when rolling to determine critical hits, and Multitasker that allows a secondary target in the front arc at a +0 and at a +1 for side and rear arcs. Finally, we have the Marauder 2C. This is a beautiful miniature. From the front, there are no obvious visible mold lines. If you lean the model back, you can see clip points on the bottom of each lower arm. On the mech's left side, you can see a mold line along the side of the dorsal gun. From the rear, there are barely visible mold lines along the center of the legs. And from the right side, there's also a visible mold line on the dorsal gun, and a clip point towards the rear of the torso. Once again, like I said, the miniature itself, beautiful. The first side of the Alpha Strike card has the standard Marauder 2C for this one. This variant is 51 points. It's a battle mech, size 4, TMM of 1, movement of 8, and it's a brawler. It has damage of 6 at short and medium, 5 at long, and an overheat of 3. It has armor and structure of 7 with a special of energy. The other variant on the card is the Marauder 2C8. This variant is a battle mech that's size 4, TMM of 1, movement of 8, and a brawler. It has a point value of 53 and does 7 damage at short and medium, 4 at long, with an overheat of 1. For protection, it has 7 armor and structure with case and indirect fire 1 for specials. The first of the 2 pilots is King from Clan Wolf. King has a gunnery of 3 and piloting of 4. King has Antagonizer as his special pilot ability. Special pilot ability. This one allows him to target a unit within 10 hexes on a successful roll. The target has to approach and attack him. The second pilot is Eldora, a Clan Diamond Shark mech warrior with a gunnery of 3 and piloting of 4. Eldora has a special pilot ability of Terrain Master Nightwalker, meaning that when walking, they ignore all darkness-based movement modifiers. If running or jumping, the movement modifiers are reduced by 1 to a minimum of 0. Now, overall, I think this is an excellent force pack. It does have 2 classics in the Warhammer 2C and Marauder 2C that are beloved by many. And while I do like the Warhammer 2C art from Project Phoenix, I always felt the miniature lacked something in comparison to that art. The Marauder 2C, on the other hand, sorely needed an update, as the Project Phoenix art completely missed the mark on that one. I'm going to see about getting one of the Warhammer 2C minis from Ironwind Metals to kind of compare it to the current generation and just kind of see how it stacks up. Because I want to try to give it a second shot. So that's it for today. I would like to remind you to like, subscribe, and if you want to support what we're doing, become a patron. Patrons get early access to videos. They get they're eligible for drawings. I believe, yeah, this one we're currently doing is the Snords of Regulars Force Pack is coming up for its to be given away, and I also want to thank our sponsor, Fortress Miniatures and Games. They got this out to us, and I'm really happy that they did, so we could go ahead and take a look at it for you. And I want to thank all my patrons. Without you all, this would not be possible. And I I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you have any feedback, go ahead, drop it in the comments below. I will see you next time.
I'm gonna find my meaning, I can make a change. I wanna play the game. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging.